Trump pardons a whole bunch of fucking lawyers while everyone in America loses their fucking shit because they're only getting $600 from the Federal Reserve. So, of course, Trump is going to go ahead and start doing all these big pardons and all this fucking weird shit. And, of course, everyone who thinks that they align themselves with the Republican side of the whole left-right dichotomy, they're going to start saying, oh, this is great news, this is fucking great, ha ha ha, fuck you liberals, and fuck you Democrats, and we're winning, we're winning, we're winning, we're winning. Because, you know, we just keep winning, right? And 2020 has been nothing but evidence of our tremendous victories as a people, as mankind, rather. It didn't take me very long to start wondering about the names of these people that Trump is pardoning, like Manafort. And it only took me a split second to look it up online if he's a lawyer or not. And, of course, he's a fucking lawyer. And these are the kind of people that are entirely responsible for driving the fucking country into hell, which is where it is now. You know, these fucking Jews and all their lawyer underdogs, you know, these are the people that do this stuff. These are the masters who disrupt societies, who change your laws, who change your currencies and all this, and who dictate what you are and are not allowed to say on TV and everything else. Fucking lawyers, judges, lawyers, all these rotten bastards. They're all fucking lawyers every time. And Trump is, of course, going to be deeply connected with lawyers, and he's going to have a lot of admiration and loyalty to lawyers because he's a piece of shit, just like all the others. I guess Jared Kushner's dad, Charles Kushner, is also someone who's a part of this pardoning process. He's probably a fucking lawyer. I'm sure. I mean, I guess I can't be sure. I can't be certain. But here's the thing. It would not surprise me at all if he's a lawyer. Isn't Kushner a lawyer? I don't know. He's another millionaire of some type anyhow. And so anyway, I was looking into try to find out if this Stone, I think it's Roger Stone, and then Charles Kushner, I was trying to find out if they are lawyers. And I haven't found any information yet that was specifically definitive. But on the Kushner link, this was very interesting. Kushner's son, Jared Kushner here, back in 2018, he received the highest honorary award that Mexico offers. And it's called the Order of the Aztec Eagle. And what it is just, it's like a star award, you know, a Presidential Medal of Honor or whatever. And it's cut and it's administered from Mexico in this case. Now, this was very interesting off the jump because brown people, specifically when they start to get nice and racy with everyone, they like to pump up their chests about their supposed links to being Aztec, okay? But here's the thing. Why would this country, Mexico, be pushing the Aztec word if it was nothing more than another fucking secret society is what I'm jumping at. Aztec shit was just another fucking secret society. And the numerous brown people that live here in this world with us, they were not actual Aztecs. I'm convinced that this Aztec shit is just more fucking Freemasons shit. Another secret society, you know. And the symbolism of their award, of course, has the eagle and a rattlesnake and all kinds of fucking shit that you see all across the world, and the star. So why would it be anything other than a big money society of some kind. Okay, but never mind all that. This was pretty interesting. I found a story online talking about it, and there was a guy in Mexico who was bitching and complaining that Kushner was given this award. And let me see if I can pull up his quote here. And there we have it. I found the quote here. And so it says, prominent Mexican intellectual, okay, there's some key words right there, prominent and intellectual, Enrique Krause, sounds like Cruz, does it not? Of course, because that's the link of this word. Anyhow, prominent Mexican intellectual Enrique Krause called the decision to give Kushner the Aztec Eagle an act of, quote, supreme humiliation and cowardice. Let's try that again. An act of supreme humiliation and cowardice. Because, you know, he's Aztec, he's Mexican, right? So he must talk like this, Ese, okay? Where you from, Ese? You want to get loco with me? No, this is bullshit. Let's get fucking loco, okay? So this was fun. So I went ahead and I ran this fucking bastard's name through a search engine with the word Jew after it, and it comes up with the wiki on him, because every normal intellectual has to have a fucking wiki, right? You know, you have to be listed on Wikipedia. Now, let's go ahead and read over it here. Enrique Krause Kleinbort. Kleinbort. Do you get that right there? Imagine this. He's a fucking little Bort. Kleinbort. Was born in 1947 in Mexico City to parents of Polish Jewish descent. So he's not even a fucking Mexican by blood himself. You already know, okay? You see? Now, why was Jared Kushner given this prestigious award to begin with? Well, because he worked to change NAFTA, okay? He worked to reshape, renegotiate the trade agreement between Canada, United States, and Mexico, because that's coming. The whole thing will eventually be here. The American Union, the North American Union, the NAU, much like what they have in Europe with the European Union, the EU. That's coming to America. And it's these kinds of bastards here that are going to be bringing it to you all at some point in time. We don't know when. They don't care. They will take their time on their plans. They'll tighten the screws on us emotionally, financially, and everything else until they get there. But they're working on it. This is what happens, though. All right? This is how the game is played in this fucked up world. This is what happens. These bastards go ahead and destroy the country and launder just endless amounts of money around back and forth to each other. What do they do with this money? They're just laundering. Like, here, have some money, man. Oh, hey, bro, thank you. Hey, here's a couple million for you now. Hey, let's go ahead and take some money from this fund and let's just give it to this guy over here. What do they do with all this fucking money that they're laundering around all day? Any fucking way. What do they even need to do with it? What, is it just the game of money laundering just to do it? I don't understand, because that's all these rotten, evil fuckers do. They just shift money back and forth between accounts all day long for the duration of their lives. What the hell are they doing with it? Where's the money going? What's it about? Well, this is what happens. So these bastards go ahead and they commit all these very expensive federal crimes, and they get pardoned. They get pardoned every time. Every time. Every time there is a Republican president, you bet your ass that somebody is getting a fucking pardon. Somebody is going to prison during every Republican presidency, and someone's going to get let out of prison every time. That's how this goes. And they build everyone up with their conservative talk and everything else, and their freedom and their school and their your kids and everything else talk. But all they do is just run money games on everyone. That's all they're doing. It's the same thing as the Democratic Party, all right? It's the same thing. But how did people just not get it? This is what's happening. This is what they do. What are they doing with all this money? Where does it keep going? Why do they keep on writing supposedly 57,000-page documents to call it a bill? That doesn't make any sense. Who even has the time to write that much material? How many people are working on this? If that's the case, who proofreads it off the jump? Nobody. Is this shit even real? Fuck no. Nobody would ever be able to, like, if you have a group of people working on a document that at its end is over 5,000 pages long, who would have proofread that to make sure that it all still makes sense at the end? Or is it just a series of small little appendages, little books put together, man? That way they know what the hell they're on. Okay, we got this one, we got this one, we got this one, that must be how it goes. We got this book, we got this book, and each book is going to be where they want to shuffle money around to. Well, we got this book that says that Bill Gates needs his money. We got this book over here that's going to give money over to Venezuela. We got Israel covered with this book here. We got the Israel Bible in there. Israeli political Bible for everyone right here. They absolutely need this money to come from their own banks that their people create and run. What's with the shifting, the laundering? I don't get it. I feel like I got off course though.
Washington, where another storm is brewing of sorts.
You guys know what this represents? Well, I raised the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm.
What storm is
We have the world's great military people here, so I will tell you that. And we're not great either. Thank you all for coming. Thank you.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
President Trump is getting backlash from members of his own party for a wave of new pardons. His former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, confidant Roger Stone, and Charles Kushner, his son-in-law's father, all were granted pardons. Manafort and Stone were convicted in relation to the Russia probe. Paula Reed is in West Palm Beach, Florida, near the president's Mar-a-Lago resort, where he is spending Christmas. Paula, can you just help break down those pardons, put it in context for us?
Oh, good morning, Drika. President Trump has used his vast clemency powers over 40 times in just the past 2 days. Moments after arriving here in Palm Beach last night, he announced relief for two of his former advisors who were both convicted in the Mueller investigation and even granted a pardon to a member of his extended family.
I've always found Paul Manafort to be a very decent man.
Let's just glance over Paul Manafort's Wikipedia. Paul Manafort Jr. is an American former lobbyist, political consultant, and lawyer. All right? The lawyers are the ones responsible for usurping everything good that mankind thought that it had the rights and abilities to do. Lawyers, with their weaving spells, changing the way words mean, and everything else they do, their trickery, this is what they do. These are the people that usurp everything. Manafort served as an advisor to the U.S. presidential campaigns of Republicans Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, and Bob Dole. In 1980, he co-founded the Washington, D.C.-based lobbying firm Black, Manafort, and Stone. Black's Law Dictionary. The Black family is a family of lawyers known throughout the world, throughout the ages of the world. He is in complete, direct, critical joinder with lawyers at all times in his life.
Paul Manafort, once a pivotal player in the 2016 Trump campaign, became one of the most prominent names in the probe into Russia's election interference. He served around 2 years in prison on tax and bank fraud charges brought by special counsel Robert Mueller. Despite being convicted by a jury and pleading guilty in his second case, the White House said Wednesday he'd been treated worse than most violent criminals. He received a full pardon. So did Roger Stone, a friend and advisor to the president who was convicted of witness tampering and lying to Congress about his communications with WikiLeaks about thousands of hacked Democratic emails.
You see that piece of shit, Roger Stone? How he's throwing up his arms the way that Richard Nixon did on his way out the door? Yeah? Well, let's just read over Roger Stone's Wikipedia real quick. Since the 1970s, Stone has worked on the campaigns of Republican politicians, including Richard Nixon. Okay? Right there. Ronald Reagan, Jack Kemp, Bob Dole, George W. Bush, and Donald Trump. Yeah, this guy's been tied in with this supposed Republican Party bullshit. You know, the money laundering, criminal cabal of politics for as long as he's been alive. There was no accident that he's throwing up those body symbols, you know, those body languages, you know, throwing his arms up with the so-called peace signs, the V's. Nah, no coincidence. He's letting everyone know who's watching, who he plays for, who he's with, who he's aligned with. The regular people who see it, they just think it's cool and it gets their feelings. No, there's nothing cool about this guy. He's a piece of shit.
Prosecutors said he sought out WikiLeaks while maintaining regular contact with the Trump campaign.
It's been amazing what's coming out on WikiLeaks.
The White House said Stone's conviction was the result of prosecutorial misconduct. The president also pardoned the father of his son-in-law and senior advisor Jared Kushner. Charles Kushner pleaded guilty to witness retaliation and tax charges in 2005. Trump ally and former U.S. Attorney Chris Christie prosecuted the case, which involved allegations that Kushner had retaliated against his brother-in-law, a federal witness, by arranging for a prostitute to seduce him and then sending a tape of the incident to his sister.
It's one of the most loathsome, disgusting crimes that I prosecuted when I was U.S. Attorney.
Republican Senator Ben Sasse called the pardons rotten to the core. The pardons come as the president escalates tensions with Congress, vetoing a key defense spending bill.
And now let's just examine, last but never least, Charles Kushner. Charles Kushner, born May 16th, 1954, is a disbarred American attorney and real estate developer. Disbarred attorney. So this fucking guy, this fucking slime, he was so greasy that he was able to get himself disbarred. Wow. I suspect that it's pretty hard for a lawyer to be disbarred. So he must have been involved in some kind of political espionage or something like that, I would think, and probably got caught, because they certainly let a lot of shit go in the lawyer world. But look at that, another lawyer, disbarred or not, he's a fucking lawyer. He knows the ropes of this fucking shit. This is Jared Kushner's daddy, all right, and we know what their blood stock is. We already know. Is it any wonder Trump gave those ceremonial keys of the White House to Bibi in Israel? The calm before the storm. What's it gonna be? You tell me. Well, thanks a lot for listening, everybody. This started to go in all kinds of different directions, like my shows usually do. They're always off the cuff. I don't write anything down in advance. I just get an idea and I go with it. And this is what you all get to go over yourselves if you're interested in it. All right. So thanks a lot for listening. As always, I ask that you share the work. If you like it, share it. You can upload it somewhere else. I don't care. Share it to your social media accounts, whatever you do out there. And if you think that this is worth hearing from somebody else, by all means, go ahead and share it. I would do more on these kinds of videos, but this takes a lot of work, all the editing, and there's little editing in this. It's very minimal, as you can see. It takes a lot of time, and I do it all from my phone. So all I ask is that you like, share, subscribe, etc. Leave some comments. I love hearing your guys' comments, reading your comments. I love hearing emails from you guys. You can always send me an email. And yeah, like I say at the end of every show, keep both eyes, all three eyes opened at all times. Pay attention and go further. 2021 is almost here. You better believe there's going to be more racism, more political lies, and it's going to be one hell of a long, cold winter. They may shut down power grids off and on throughout the country. China's already shutting down their power grids off and on because of some debacle with coal being exported from Australia. So that might be something interesting that you folks might want to listen to on YouTube or read about on the internet. I would talk about it, but I'm not. There's just so many things to go on every day, and when you're just one man who's also a dad and works full time, it's very hard to even consider touching every subject that they give us every day. And like I said before, they give us this information so we can use it. Okay? Use it. If you know how to use this information to figure out what the hell is going on, you go right ahead. All right? In the meantime, keep on taking care of your families, your blood, your friends, your neighbors, because the shaming culture is coming harder than it's ever been before. Protect people. That's what you gotta do. Protect and look out for each other. The shaming culture is ramped up at everyone's jobs right now, and it's just a matter of time because this winter's coming. There's gonna be a lot of jealousy and anger and animosity between people out there in this real world. So get ready. All right? Thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you all next time. It's Christmas Eve. Maybe I'll do another show later on tonight. I don't know. In the meantime, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Talk to you guys next time.